Now with those babies are a couple of helper dolphins as well. So I mentioned that some of our dolphins are as old as 41 years old. And our oldest dolphin, Sandy, is in that group, and she'll also be coming out. Now, you may have questions about how we have dolphins born here, or how dolphins are born at all. I'll tell you a little bit about it before they show up here. Now, they did give birth right here in this pool you see in front of you. And a dolphin is born tail flukes first. So what first happens is the tail flukes start to emerge from the mom, and it takes about an hour or two for those flukes to unravel. They look like little rolled taquitos. They have to get all the way out flat because that dolphin has to be able to swim immediately once it's born underwater. Of course, we all know that dolphins are mammals, and so they breathe air. And they have to take that first breath at the surface. So after those tail flukes are nice and rigid and ready, then the mom will swim around. When she finally gives birth, she has to help that baby come directly to the surface of the water to take its first breath. Now when the baby's born in a three-dimensional environment, it doesn't know where to go. So mom is right there to push it to the top. We have two moms. One of them is a mom of 3 babies. This is her 3rd calf, and so she is an expert. The other one, this is her first baby ever. What was spectacular about this situation is that the mom who had experience gave birth first, and 12 hours later, the second mom gave birth who never experienced it at all, but she was able to watch and learn through what we call vicarious learning. So she knew what to do because she had just watched her best friend give birth right here in this pool. Those babies were born within 12 hours of each other, and they spent a good amount of time right here in this pool you see in front of you. We took 24-hour watches and took a whole lot of data. We would write down every time they took a breath, every time their mom took a breath, what they were doing, how fast they were swimming, but also most importantly, how often they were nursing from their mom. That's another question right there, right? How does a dolphin nurse underwater? Well, very carefully, of course. So the moms do have mammary slits on their lower side of their body, which is under their peduncle near their tail. And then the baby will come up underneath them, what's called the slipstream, and they will be able to stay there without having to really swim at all because of the hydrodynamic or the shape of the animal as it swims through the water. Basically, they stick to their mom like glue. And as they're going through the water like that, the baby rolls its tongue into a little straw and actually is able to suck that mother's milk without wasting any. Now, of course, it's much thicker than you might expect, much thicker than the milk that we buy at the store. And in fact, it has a fat content anywhere from about 30 to 40%. Whereas cow's milk that we drink is about 3 to 4%. So right now we have some of our other dolphins out here who are too eager to spend time with those baby dolphins. It's a good time to talk about the separations that we maintain here in our family. All of our dolphins can live together. And that's a big part of what we do, is making sure that they're socialized with all the other ones. But when we have special situations, for instance, when we have very young babies, we try to have a smaller group. In nature, that's called a maternal pod, and usually you have moms and babies and then some helpers like aunties or grandmothers in that group that help out. But some of the teenagers, definitely the boys, and some of the rambunctious youngsters are in other pods so that they don't get in the middle or be in the way. We don't want them to in any way distract from the important work of raising those youngsters. So we do have a different group that is back here, and they've started the show. And it looks like Tiffany's running by and giving me a thumbs up, which means we are going to be able to bring out our babies. Which means you didn't listen to me for nothing. They're on their way out, but hopefully you learned a little something about these precious animals, about how we take care of them. Now, I will be explaining what you get to see out here. So we did have those other dolphins stay over here to maintain that separation so they don't distract those young moms from taking care of their babies. But eventually they'll all come together. You did see Baby Blue, who's a year old, out here with all those big dolphins, and he's learning by being a part of that, and learning by following his mom, and learning by us training him. In fact, one of the hardest things we have to do is teach him to stay with us when mom goes and does things. And so that's a big part of what we do, and within 6 to 12 months, they're gonna start to assimilate with the rest of the group. But at this point, we still have our baby pod. So there will be 4 adult dolphins, 2 baby dolphins, here they are. Now when you see those babies, I'm gonna point out the differences. This one right here is not a baby, even though it's small. Right in front of Dylan in center stage is a common dolphin. Her name is Bullet. She's about 300 pounds, and she's a different species, which is why she's small. Over here on this side with Jenny, we have Maggie and her baby. Maggie's an Atlantic bottlenose dolphin, and her baby is kind of blonde in coloration, lighter, and a little bit smaller and more dainty because her species is the dominant race and a little bit smaller than the Pacific bottlenose dolphins. Right in front of me here is Malibu. And that's our Pacific bottlenose dolphin. She's a little larger and darker than Maggie. She's going out there to give you a wave. And her baby is significantly larger than Maggie's baby, not only because she is a different subspecies, but also because her baby is a male, and the males tend to grow larger faster. So Malibu right in front of me, her baby is a boy, and his name is Jack. Over here is Maggie, and her baby is a girl, and her name is Sky. This is the first time that we have announced their genders and their names. So some of you, if you guys are regulars, write that down because you just got inside information. We're super excited to share that with you. So another very important thing that we do as we start to bring them out here into the main pool to introduce them to crowds and the fun and music of a show is that they need to get used to seeing us doing behaviors with the other animals. Now we've already been in the water with the moms, but for our show here, what we'd like to do is actually get in the water with Sandy, who's our 41-year-old best dolphin ever. She's like a wonderful aunt. She's had 6 babies of her own, and she knows exactly where to help. So right now, we have her doing a foot push across the front of our pool. That's Diana, her trainer, with her. And that was a really good opportunity for our babies to observe that and to become what we call desensitized, or simply used to seeing that kind of thing happen. And it doesn't bother them at all, especially when their moms don't pay any attention because this is a very normal occurrence around them. So we're really pleased to be able to share, did you see that? We're really pleased to be able to share these adorable babies with you. We're so proud of them. We're so excited to be able to do this in a show context. So we thank you for all of your patience and your interest. We hope you enjoyed seeing something new like that. There goes Maggie's baby again. Something that's really fun having the 2 babies together too is that they're actually more independent than we saw with Blue, who was the only baby at the time. So Blue was a solo baby and spent a lot of time with his mom. But these 2 babies spend a lot of time together. They swim together, which gives their moms a little bit of a break. Some of you parents out there understand that, right? You got cousins or best friends, the kids go to the park and they play around, and then you get a breather. Well, that's what's been happening with our babies too. They love to spend time together. They're best friends from day one. So it's really fun for us to watch them do that. You'll see that they're a lot more independent than we expect at this age because of that. So if you watch closely, you will see the babies moving around and jumping and exploring and playing together. So it looks like we're going to have some of our trainers actually go out towards the glass. That's Jenny over on your right-hand side, and she's bringing out one of the dolphins. And that might entice the baby to come a little bit closer as well. So you might wonder, you see Jenny feeding the mom, and that's a really important part of what we do. There goes baby. The moms actually doubled their intake at this point and eat twice as much food as regular because they're raising babies and they're having to produce incredibly rich milk for them. The babies aren't eating fish yet because they're only 3 months old, but by about 4 to 6 months, they might start to experiment with solid food like fish. And within 6 to 8 months, they'll be eating fish. That begs the question, though, how long do they nurse? They will actually nurse from anywhere from about 18 months to 2 to 3 years. Here in a very safe situation, like our zoological park, they can stay together longer. And the parents will stay with their offspring for about 2 to 5 years. But we have pairs of moms and daughters, moms and sons and sisters who associate after their 20s and even 30s. So it's really an amazing opportunity here for us to watch that kind of social dynamic. And these animals are social just like we are. They have strong family bonds. And there's no better time than Christmas time to talk about and to celebrate those bonds that we create with people. Now, obviously, we consider these animals our family. We also consider all of these trainers our family, and all of you are family today too. You're honorary family of our incredible dolphins. And it's time for one of our family members to meet you. So Diana, can you help me out with that?
Absolutely, Todd. Hi guys, I'm down here with the Vargas family. Come on up, you guys. Where are you guys from? Colombia, Mexico. All right, very nice. Thank you guys for making your way all the way down here. Well, what I want to do is have you guys come right on over here. You guys are going to get to meet our oldest dolphin here at the amphitheater, and that is Sandy. We're going to pass your phone off to Ariana here. She's going to get you guys an amazing holiday photo. So I'm going to have one of you come on this side. Perfect. We're going to make a space for Sandy so we can see her beautiful face. Now, everybody out here, we need need your help. On the count of 3, we're gonna yell Happy Holidays so that way we can get them a holiday photo. You guys ready? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. That is perfect. Now, Sandy is a wonderful ambassador, and what we want to do is give her a fun holiday treat. So come right on up here, bud. And what I'm going to have you do is take this fish. You're going to throw it right into her mouth, just like that. Perfect. Very nice. Go ahead. You can give her another one. You guys want to feed her too? Come on up. Perfect. All right, buddy. One more fish for you. Come on over. Perfect. Now I want you to do something really silly. Come on up the steps here for me, bud. I want you to take one finger, give her a little poke right here on her forehead. Like this. One more time. Do you hear her? She's making a little silly vocalization at you. That's right. All right, now, buddy, what I want you to do is take your hands. Smell your hands, right? Nice and fishy, right? Okay, so we're going to have everybody out here help us out. We're going to take our hands to get rid of that smell. Clap them together. Rub them real fast. And now just wipe them off on that nice shirt you got there. There you guys go. It's going to be a long ride home, right, Sandy? All right, now you guys did fantastic. So the last thing we're going to have you guys do as a family is you guys are going to go ahead and help me out here. We're going to spin around in a circle, and this is how our dolphins can say thank you. So go ahead, spin around in a circle for me. Big turn. And that's how Sandy says mahalo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Vargas family and Sandy. Back to you, Todd.
Thanks, Diana. That sure was fun sharing our incredible baby dolphins with you. And now as they move back up there, it's a good time for us to think about what's important during the holiday season. Not just caring for our dolphin ohana or family and our other family members, but also for the world that we share together. And we hope that you and your family will join us in our commitment to care for our land, our seas, our skies, and all their amazing animals. Not just during this special holiday season, but year-round and for generations to come. Now, after that gate closes, we will be bringing out our other dolphins to have a spectacular finale. So you guys sit tight if you got the time, because we have some amazing things to show you. All the animals at SeaWorld inspire us every day to take better care of our Earth, and we're so glad that you are here to help us with that process. So it sounds like our gate is closed, and once we get confirmation that our babies are all where they belong, which they are, which means everything is safe, we'll be opening up this gate right now. I hear the trainers are making progress. The dolphins on their way back out here. And once our dolphin ohana or family is back here at stage, it's time for us to celebrate and show you how our dolphins like to have fun, Dolphin Island style.